chief yapper, Austin. You talked about yappy Vanderbilt fans. They're yapping because their chief yapper, Diego Pavia, has yapped a lot. Brother, I'm going to start by saying this. If I'm Josh, so Pavia on the SC any given Saturday was quoted as saying that they can beat Tennessee any given Saturday. F all of those guys. If I'm Josh Heupel, Austin, I'm posting every locker, posting a picture of Pavia and that quote, and I'm posting a picture of Tennessee's record versus Vanderbilt since 1928, which is like 79, 14, and 5 or something like that. Okay, like they obviously can't beat us at any given Saturday. They haven't beat us in 6 years. But talk us through, Austin, Pavia versus Aguilar.
Yeah, it's a fun storyline, man. And I will say, I get why Tennessee fans are annoyed with Pavia. I mean, it really, I think what really fueled the flame was his appearance on Bussin' with the Boys when he said, Vandy has all this NIL money and how they're going to run Tennessee football for years to come, and that
Yeah.
Nashville is, the pinnacle of the state, and that everybody should be a fan of Vanderbilt, even though they couldn't even fill up their stadium against Kentucky last week when the team is literally the best year in its history. They've never won 10 games before, Blake, and they have a chance to do so. Yet they couldn't even sell out their stadium against an SEC opponent. And I get that. That's all delusional. I will say though, okay, he's been living up to his talk. He has been. Now, he hasn't been the best player in the country. He's not leading the best team in the country, but he just led Vanderbilt to 9 wins, dude. This is a serious opponent to take seriously, Blake. This is a guy who is second in PFF passing grade on the season in college football. Now, we have the fireman, and he's third. So, like, this is a fun matchup, Blake. And we put Battle of the JUCOs because listen, I mean, a story broke last week, Blake, that we mentioned on our last review show that Joey Aguilar is joining the lawsuit with Diego Pavia to sue the NCAA for another year of eligibility, basically setting a precedence that all JUCO years don't count towards any eligibility, which is an interesting conversation, dude.
It's very interesting, right? For us in particular, because and we're not going to get too far into it tonight, but that has big implications for the future of our program and what the quarterback position looks like next year.
Yes.
But in college football in general, it's got huge implications. And so now, of course, you and I have talked before about, man, we got to draw the line somewhere. But
Yeah.
of course, we'd love to have Joey Aguilar back. But then again, I'd also love to finally get rid of Diego Pavia and his fat mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I listen. My take on this, the whole suing for extra year eligibility with the JUCO stuff, they already set the precedent for 1 year, so 1 year is not going to count. So I don't see 2 years. I feel like that's going to get by, man. I feel like they're going to be successful. My take is I don't like it. I think JUCO should count towards eligibility. I don't think we should have 24-year-olds and 25-year-olds playing college football. I don't think it's good for the sport. And it's, you could argue it's a little unfair too. I mean, you got grown men playing against boys in a lot of cases, Blake. But like you said, selfishly, it is intriguing to get Joey back a year with this, what I believe is going to be a loaded roster next year. But listen, we can say what we want about Pavia, right? And he does have a loud mouth, but he's lived up to the hype, dude. He really has. And we all know, as Tennessee fans, our defense has been a problem. It has been a problem. And Pavia has lit up bad defenses, Blake. He's only had really 2 bad games this year against Alabama and Texas. And, that's probably the best 2 teams they've played this year as well. And it also so happens to be the 2 most games he's been pressured in. So, of course, pressure is going to be a huge part of this. Another concern I have with Pavia, Blake, is his ability to run and create plays outside of structure. And Tennessee's defense has been really bad under Tim Banks about
Abysmal.
stopping that. It's been abysmal as stopping quarterbacks that can do that. I will say they showed up against DJ Lagway in that realm, but we've talked about how Lagway has been really bad. Like Pavia and Lagway are in 2 different stratospheres as far as play is concerned right now. So Pretty concerning. But hey, man, we're going to war with the firemen. And I like our chances in that because, I mean, I just mentioned earlier, we're talking about the second and third highest grading passers, according to PFF, this college football season. Kind of incredible, man.
It's very incredible. It's especially incredible for Joe Aguilar because
Yeah.
of his situation. He had 2 months for learning the playbook. So obviously we're biased. We're all in on Joey Swagular. Okay. But when it comes to Pavia, look, yes, with our defense, we got to put them in the dirt. And what I want to see, Austin, is can this defense put 2 games in a row together
Yeah.
where they bring that fire and they bring that hard hitting mentality? Because look, Vanderbilt, Florida's our rival. Vanderbilt has been an afterthought for good reason. And so we need to show them, in Tennessee, they don't win,
Mm.
especially in Neyland. They don't win. And, you know, so can Heupel and Tim Banks get this defense up to play another game where they're hitting hard and they're executing well and, and they're going to stop Pavia? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man, because Pavia, I think, is gonna have them ready. I really do because they really don't like us. We don't really care about them, but they really don't like us. And this is a chance to get into the playoffs. It's going to be interesting because this is the biggest game in Vanderbilt history. Right? Like I think that's probably pretty fair to say, or at least one of the biggest games in Vanderbilt history. So how does Pavia handle the pressure of that? Like how is he going to handle the pressure of that? And of course, he's going to have the pressure of 100,000 fans. And it's going to be that's the thing. Like, if you usually in state rivalries, like if the game is in state, you'll see a lot of the other fans there. You will see no Vanderbilt fans there. It will be all Tennessee fans. The 102,000 faithful will be in Knoxville, and it's going to be electric, dude. I think it's a lot like the Florida game, though, man, where you got a team that's hungry to win, and they know the like this is their biggest rivalry. Blake, we've talked about this on several occasions that, you know, like Kentucky and Vanderbilt, those kind of teams think that we are their biggest rival. So they usually come to play. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting how Pavia and Vanderbilt handle all that pressure.
But again, we are led by Swagular, the fireman, the Iceman, Joey Aguilar. So we want to see him come out firing on all cylinders, Austin, and playing to his best ability. He's made a couple critical mistakes, but outside of that, he has been fantastic. He has led us well, and it's his last, potentially his last game ever in Neyland, Austin, potentially. And so, I would love to see an absolutely massive game from him and him come out and lead us to be fired up and to put down our rival.
Yeah, and listen, he has come to play against bad defenses this year. He's been good overall, right? He hasn't just been abysmal in any game, but he has torn apart bad defenses, and I think Vanderbilt probably falls into that category. They really haven't done well against high level competition, so I think Aguilar is going to come to play, man. And I think he showed it last week, dude. I mean, like, and listen, Aguilar wasn't necessarily the reason we won last game. Like it was a complete team effort and the defense shut Florida down and the run game was really good. But Aguilar also wasn't making mistakes, right? I mean, that's been kind of the thing we've been talking about the last few weeks. Like, is Aguilar starting to become more turnover prone, starting kind of in the Alabama game and leading into the Oklahoma game and then New Mexico State. But he stopped it last week. There was no turnovers, no turnover worthy plays last week. And so, but that's the thing. We're gonna need big plays out of Aguilar in this game because we know. I mean, I listen. Like again, we can't sleep on Pavia. You can't sleep on Pavia with how he's playing, man. So yeah, I think it is gonna be a shootout. So it's gonna be a question of which JUCO can score more, man. Which JUCO can score more. And so yeah, and who knows? Like you said, it could be their last matchup ever. Both of them, it could be both their last regular season games
Yep.
ever, depending on how the lawsuit goes. But my guess is, with how the NCAA is going, it probably won't be.
Probably won't be, but it's fun to think if it is, how big of a matchup it is. And at the end of the day, brother, I know it's everyone, loves a good villain. It's fun to, feel like you're the villain or to root for the villain or whatever. But brother, at the end of the day, I'm on the side of the good. I think Joey Aguilar is going to win the battle.